I hadn't slept right in years. So I bought a cheap camera, set it on the dresser, and aimed it at my own empty bed. Insomnia does that to you. You stop trusting your memory of the dark. You start wanting proof of where you go when you're gone. The plan was simple: record 30 nights, watch each one back in the morning. Learn what my body did when my mind finally let go. Night 1 looked like nothing. A man lies down, the room goes still. Hours pass in the gray hum of the lens. I watched it back over coffee, skipping through the quiet, and there I was. Breathing still there, cameras don't lie, I told myself. Nights 2 through 10 were the same. I slept badly, but I slept. Every morning the footage showed me exactly where I'd been. It became a strange comfort. Whatever I couldn't remember, the camera remembered for me. While I watched the screen, I was sure of myself. By night 15, I almost felt better, a routine. Lie down, vanish into sleep, wake, and check that I had stayed the whole time. And I always had. That mattered to me more than it should have, though I couldn't have said why. The bed held me down, the lens held me there. Then came night 19, I almost didn't bother watching. I remembered lying down. I remembered waking in the same warm sheets hours later. But I watched anyway out of habit. I poured the coffee, opened the file, and started skipping forward through the long gray dark. The bed was empty, not rumpled, not slept in. Flat and smooth all night long, as if no one had ever lain there. I stopped the video, I sat very still. Behind me, the sheet still held the warm dent where I had slept. The room remembered me, the camera did not. Both could not be true, and yet they were. I scrubbed back to the start, 11 at night, the lamp, the door, the bed already empty. Already smooth, already waiting for no one. I told myself the timestamp was wrong, a glitch, the wrong night. I checked it 3 times, night 19. The date matched the gray morning around me. Here is the part I keep returning to. I had been in that bed. I woke in it. I felt the mattress take my weight. But the thing I had trusted to remember me showed 8 hours of an empty room. No sleeper, no man, no me at all. I almost laughed, sleepwalking, I decided. I must have wandered off in the night and come back before dawn. That happens, that has a name, and a name made it smaller, and I needed it small. So on night 20, I set a second camera by the door. If I left the bed, something would catch me leaving. 2 witnesses this time. I lay down. I stared at the 2 little red lights until they blurred into one. At some point, the dark took me under. Morning, 2 files. The first, the empty bed again. The second aimed at the door closed all night, undisturbed. No one had left, no one had entered, and no one had slept in that bed. 2 cameras agreed on a room with nobody in it. I remember thinking very calmly that the calm itself was the frightening part. I went to the mirror in the hall. I needed to see my own face plainly, the way you do when you feel yourself coming unmade. I was there, of course I was there. Pale, unshaven, afraid, but there. I pressed my palm flat to the cold glass and breathed. Then I saw it. The reflection had not raised its hand as fast as I had. Half a second slow, a small, patient, deliberate delay. I want to be careful here because this is where people stop believing me. The reflection caught up. It always caught up. But it chose when, and I understood that catching up was a courtesy, one it might some morning decide not to extend. That night the knocking began. 3 slow knocks on the bedroom door from the hallway side while I lay alone in an empty house. I did not move, the pipes, I told myself, the cold, the old wood settling. Houses talk at night, I knew that, I held on to that. The knocking came again, slower, 3 knocks spaced like a man counting. Like someone on the other side, deciding whether I was worth the trouble. In the morning, the footage showed my door. It showed the 3 knocks land, the wood shivering with each one. But the hallway beyond stood empty. And the bed again was empty. By now, I dreaded the empty bed more than the knocking. The knocking at least wanted something. The bed had already let me go. I started leaving every light on, as if the bulbs could anchor me by seeing me. As if enough light could insist out loud that I was real. So I called my sister Marin. She was older, the one who taught me to ride a bike. The one voice that had known me my whole life. I needed her to confirm I still sounded like myself. She answered slowly. When I said her name, there was a pause. "Who is this?" she asked. I told her everything fast, the cameras, the bed, the knocks. She listened to all of it in silence. Then she said gently that she didn't have a brother. I hung up. I did not argue. Arguing would have meant I still half believed I could win. I sat in the loud, bright house and tried to picture Marin's face, and found the edges of it already going soft, dissolving as I reached, like a name you knew an hour ago and cannot now recall. I went to the photographs on the shelf, birthdays, a lake in summer, Christmas mornings. In every frame, the family I knew was smiling at a gap. A gap where someone should have stood, a blur, a smear of light. An empty stretch of couch beside the people I had loved my whole life. I understood then I was being taken out, not killed, not stolen. Taken out carefully, the way you cut one figure from a strip of film. And I understood the rest of it all at once. The camera had never been keeping me safe. Every night the camera had been deciding. Each night I fed it proof of myself. Each night it studied that proof and found a little less reason to keep me in the frame. The footage had become the only thing that ruled on whether I was real, and I had handed it that power myself. I had begged it, "Please remember me." So I smashed it, both cameras. I threw them against the wall until the little red lights went dark and the lenses stared at nothing. The house went black a breath later, every bulb at once. The power or the proof finally giving out on the whole idea of me. I lit a match. My hands knew the motion even though I could barely feel them now. The small flame stood up straight, steady, and threw no shadow. I held it close to the wall and I cast nothing. The light went straight through the place where my shadow should have darkened the paint. I stared at the bright, empty wall until the truth of it settled into me like cold water. Then the knocking came back, not at the door this time. At the window, at the black glass, with the first rain just beginning to tick against it. I turned. Outside in the storm, a figure stood watching the house. My height, my stoop, waiting patient for the room to finish emptying out. It did not want in, I understood that at last. It had not come to take my place. It was simply waiting for the place to come open. The match burned down to my fingers. I felt nothing. I have not felt my own hands in some hours now. I am telling you that as plainly as I can. I found one last camera, an old phone half charged in a drawer. I am recording this so that something, anything, still holds me a little longer. I am sitting in the dark of the house I have always known. And I do not know if the lens can see me. So I am asking you, whoever finds this, watch it back. Tell me there is a man in the frame. Tell me I am still here. If you can see me, knock on the table, the wall, anything at all. 3 times. I need to know a sound can still reach me. I am waiting. I have left the bed for the last time. And I think the empty room was always the only footage of me.